strawberry harvesting represents a critical intersection between biology, engineering, and market demands, where timing and technique directly influence the fruit's final quality and your farm's profitability. As a farmer managing delicate strawberry crops, you understand that harvesting is far more than a simple act of picking ripe fruit. It requires a nuanced approach that balances the maturity of the berries with precise handling to minimize bruising and maximize shelf life. In this highly perishable crop, every decision you make, from the choice of harvest window to the configuration of your picking teams and post-harvest handling, translates into tangible effects on market acceptance and return on investment. This exploration will provide you with the technical insights and practical knowledge to refine your harvest operation, ensuring that each berry you send to market reflects the full potential of your cultivation efforts. At the core of effective strawberry harvesting is an intimate understanding of fruit development and ripeness. Unlike many fruits that can tolerate mechanical harvesting or off-tree ripening, strawberries require careful manual selection to capture the narrow window of optimal maturity. You assess ripeness primarily by visual cues: color uniformity, firmness, and luster, yet these indicators are backed by measurable physiological parameters. The concentration of soluble solids, commonly assessed via refractometers, correlates strongly with perceived sweetness, a key market driver. Furthermore, berry firmness, which affects resistance to compression and bruising during handling, is influenced by cell wall integrity and turgor pressure, variables sensitive to environmental conditions and cultivar genetics. Recognizing these physiological factors guides you in timing harvest to achieve a balance between flavor development and mechanical resilience. The harvesting operation itself demands a disciplined, ergonomic approach to minimize damage. Strawberries are uniquely vulnerable to bruising due to their soft flesh and thin skin. When workers harvest, the method of picking, typically using thumb and forefinger to snap the fruit with a short stem attached, requires both skill and speed. Excessive force or awkward finger positioning increases the risk of tearing the receptacle or crushing adjacent fruit, leading to increased susceptibility to decay. You also manage worker training to emphasize the importance of gently placing berries into shallow, well-ventilated containers rather than piling them, which concentrates weight and pressure on lower layers, causing crushing and heat buildup. The choice of container material plays a role as well. Rigid plastic trays with vent holes help maintain airflow, reducing moisture accumulation that fosters fungal growth. Operational conditions, including the time of day and weather, significantly affect both harvest efficiency and fruit quality. Early morning harvesting is preferred in many regions because cooler temperatures preserve berry firmness and reduce respiratory rates, slowing senescence and moisture loss. However, dew presence can complicate picking by increasing slipperiness and promoting fungal pathogens if berries remain wet during packing. You address this challenge by scheduling harvest times to optimize the trade-off between berry condition and field accessibility, sometimes implementing partial drying periods or providing portable shading to expedite drying without exposing fruit to harsh sunlight. The interface between harvest and post-harvest processing is another critical focus area. Rapid cooling post-harvest, often via forced-air cooling systems, is essential to maintain freshness and extend shelf life. Delays in cooling elevate berry temperature, accelerating respiration and increasing vulnerability to Botrytis cinerea, the primary fungal pathogen affecting strawberries. You integrate harvest logistics with cooling capacity by coordinating picking rates and transport intervals, ensuring that freshly harvested fruit reaches cold storage within hours. Maintenance of cooling equipment is a high priority. Fans, filters, and temperature controls must be routinely inspected and calibrated to guarantee consistent performance. In smaller operations or garden contexts, ice slurry cooling may be used, but this requires careful handling to avoid water damage or dilution effects. Mechanization in strawberry harvesting remains limited compared to other crops due to the fragility of the fruit, but technological advances are emerging. Automated platforms that lift pickers to ergonomic heights reduce fatigue and improve picking accuracy, directly impacting fruit quality. Experimental robotic harvesters employ sophisticated imaging systems to identify ripe berries and delicate gripping mechanisms to minimize damage, though these remain in developmental or net use stages. For you, integrating even semi-mechanical aids can increase efficiency without compromising quality, particularly when managing labor shortages or scaling operations. Environmental management within the field during harvest also influences outcomes. You monitor irrigation schedules closely, avoiding watering immediately before harvest to reduce surface moisture and fungal risk. Canopy management ensures adequate airflow and sunlight penetration, which decreases disease pressure and improves fruit drying. Pest control protocols remain active during harvest periods to prevent insect damage that can serve as entry points for pathogens. In summary, harvesting strawberries is a precision-driven process that requires harmonizing biological understanding with operational excellence. Every aspect from timing and technique to equipment and environmental controls contributes to protecting the delicate integrity of the berries you cultivate. By embracing these technical insights and applying disciplined practices, you position your farm to deliver strawberries that meet the highest standards demanded by markets, consumers, and your own business goals.